Hospitality is challenging as well as a colorful field. When Tarun Tukral started learning the ropes, he realized that people had their own side projects and they were doing damn good. Struck by the collecting bug early in the day, Tarun's penchant for car and different models of transport took the better of him. Then is when he started planning for a heritage transport museum, which has now become a success in Gurgaon, in NNIS especially. Tarun Tukral's museum boasts some of the finest vintage classics that one yearns to catch up with. The museum features vehicles from Bollywood films like Dil To Pagal Hai, some uniquely decked up classic Contessas and the cars of royalties. You name it and you have it. Museums are not new, but this collection is a one of kind. Located in Taru, northern Haryana state, 60 kilometers from New Delhi, the museum boasts cars, buses, motorbikes, auto rickshaws and carriages from 20th century. The setup looks swanky, but it has taken him 22 years to set up the place, which was inaugurated in 2013.
I've traveled a lot and in the West, you see in America or in Europe, you see a lot of these museums. Unfortunately, India didn't boast of a transport museum. We have a rail museum, we have an Air Force museum, but we didn't have a comprehensive transport museum. So this was our initiative to create India's first transport museum.
The museum has linked up with schools and non-governmental organizations to give students opportunity to learn about transportation history, such as the craze that even Tarun's office has tiny replicas of cars. His first vintage car was a 1932 Chevrolet, which he bought in Rajasthan. He has 31 cars parked in his garage now. He has a rare distinction of possessing a 1932 railway salon owned by the Maharaja of Jodhpur and a 1947 Piper Cub aircraft purchased through an open UP government tender. Besides the car, train carriage and plane, he's got lithographs from British times that depicts or describe indigenous modes of transport.
Do you feel
it's very difficult. See, it's an emotional thing also. Many people have cars, they don't want to part away with it for emotional reasons, or they just because it's belonged to their family, so they don't want to do it. It's tough. I mean, we don't force anybody to sell cars. It's a pure matter of if you need the money to today, you want to sell it, then only people sell it. But what we've noticed in the museum is people have started donating cars. People who don't want to sell it, they have started donating cars to the museum because the museum looks after them and it's for their community to come and see it. So if we had this gentleman who donated his first ambassador, which he had bought. So it's a very emotional thing. He could have sold it, but he didn't want to sell it. He said, I'd like rather gift it to the museum so that the museum can enjoy it and the visitors who come to the museum can enjoy it.
Ever wonder what happened to the Shah Rukh Khan's car from Dil To Pagal Hai? It resides in this museum. The largest section displays a large selection of vintage cars, including a 1935 Buick, a 1932 Chevrolet Phaeton, and a Ford Skyliner with a retractable roof. A gloriously painted Harley-Davidson Fatia that till 1998 ferried commuters between Chandni Chowk and Connaught Place in Delhi is his prized possession.
I had this habit of traveling on every weekend to various towns and villages, predominantly Rajasthan, Gujarat. And then once people get to know that you're collecting cars, then they automatically approach you. So it becomes easier. But initially you have to take that effort to go to various towns, smaller towns, keep an eye open, keep your ears and eyes open as to who's selling what is available where. Because India till a few years back did not allow import of these cars. So whatever cars were available within India, we had to buy those cars only. Those are only up for sale. So in these older towns in Rajasthan, there are cars which were locked in. The owners were settled in major cities, but their old cars were still there. So many a times they used to come back once in a year and then clean up the place and sell these cars. And that's how these cars came into the market.
This transport museum spreads over 1 lakh square feet. The oldest exhibit here is a toy from the Indus Valley civilization. Even the decor is made from vintage cars and other automobile parts.